Have you ever really wondered why Boy Meets World was canceled after season 7 when the show's true momentum felt like it could keep going on for another 4 to 5 seasons? I've always personally wondered this and wanted to make a video kind of diving into this subject. Hear me out. Boy Meets World wasn't just another sitcom. It was one of the only shows that actually grew up with its audience. Think about it. Season 1 stars Corey Matthews as an awkward middle school kid trying to understand girls and survive school. By the end, he's married. That almost never happened in sitcoms back then. Most 90s shows stayed exactly the same because networks didn't want to mess with the success. But Boy Meets World changed consistently and was somewhat of an outlier at the time. If you think about it, they went through middle school, high school, college, relationships, real problems. He didn't just watch these characters, he basically saw them grow up. Looking back at the show in 2026, it's absolutely insane to really understand the level of character development that went through in the show. If you look at Sean, for example, he dealt with abandonment, neglect, growing up in a broken home. The show covered drinking, bad decisions when Corey and Sean got drunk after heartbreak. Sean literally got pulled into a cult when he was vulnerable and searching for purpose. They tackle grief, poverty, identity, broken families, and real emotional struggles. Let's dive into the ratings. This is where it gets a little interesting. People act like Boy Meets World ended because nobody watched anymore. That's really not true in any capacity. Season 1 averaged around 8.4 million viewers. Season 2 had a pretty decent spike up to 11.5 million. And then if you jump all the way to season 5, it was still averaging 11.6 million viewers, and that was one of the most viewed seasons. Season 6 averaged about 11 million viewers, while season 7 still had 8.7 million. I've always personally thought that they ended the show right when it was getting interesting. According to Topanga, the story felt like it could have really went on. Sean was still figuring himself out. Eric somehow became the funniest character on TV. Imagine them deal with real adulthood, careers, money, marriage struggles, trying to figure out life in your 20s. The audience was growing too, and the show could have kept going on. In my personal opinion, I felt like it could have been up to around 12 or 13 seasons without them completely ruining the show's legacy. I also felt it appropriate to mention Girl Meets World. While this show was definitely not a success, I don't know if we could call it a complete failure either, but I think one of the biggest issues when it comes to Girl Meets World is truly the show just didn't have the same energy as what it once did. Too much time had passed from the original series to Girl Meets World, and I feel like they really fumbled this one, to be completely honest with everybody. There was a huge opportunity for the show to keep going at its current pace, maintain that momentum, and it would have almost been very unique in the sense to where it could have started off as initially a kid's show, and clearly season 6 to 7 it was transforming into a show for younger adults, teens, things like that could really still relate to the show at its core essence. I also want to mention that I know the show, technically, Boy Meets World, wasn't necessarily canceled after season 7. It did end in 2000, but it did kind of feel like they did rush the last 2 seasons, trying to clump a ton of material and condense it down to try to end it on a good note. And I thought the ending was fine. Didn't think it was anything supremely amazing, but really felt like if it was stretched out, it could have been a whole lot better. And that just leads me to my next point. Boy Meets World, still a great show. If you have young kids, I would definitely recommend them to watch the show. Really had a lot of great life lessons, good characters, and true in its essence, the show just had a really good natural component about it that made all of the characters feel relatable, to whether it was young boys who potentially related to Sean or Corey, or young girls who may be related to Angela or Topanga. Really an underrated classic that truly transcended its times, and we always will miss Boy Meets World.